And even before this announcement was made, Mr. Dankwa, your latest poll indicated that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had a good showing in the Ashanti region. He had inched up a bit. And this was, you say, as a result of the nationwide tour. What happened in the Ashanti region? Quick.
Thank you very much. If you look at the poll from Ashanti region, the numbers has been pretty bad. From October last year, January, we saw some recovery in April and a bit of bump again in July. What really happened from what we have analyzed data is that there are, from January, between January and April, there were people who were not happy with the outcome of the MPP primaries.
Right.
So they took a position that they won't vote for Bawumia. So that number really dropped. But over time, probably the healing process has taken a bit longer than people have begun to come back. But they haven't come back in the same drove as they were there before. Because up to now, you still have a quite good number of people who are voting for the other candidates who are from MPP stock. Because you now have Alan doing about, I think, maybe about 8% in Ashanti region. Nana Kwambediako doing about 4% in Ashanti region. So you can see...
And you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia inching from 52 to
54 to 66%. And that is not good, because for MPP candidate in Ashanti region, you must be hitting 70.
To be able to...
To be very competitive in a race where we can hold every region together.
Right.
So what we are seeing in Ashanti region is not there yet. I mean, and it is clear that Alan and Nana Kwambediako are kind of the problem he has in the Ashanti region.
Alan and Nana Kwambediako.
Yes.
And you say that John Mahama also, in the April poll, you had John Mahama
yes.
at
54% in April, and he slid a bit to
and then it dropped to 51%.
Yes, yes.
And then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia inched up 3%, same margin of difference.
Yes.
Is the loss of 3% on the part of John Mahama again for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
No.
What happened?
What happened is that because of some of the alignment of MPP voters moving from Alan to Bawumia, you saw nearly about 2% increase that Bawumia got came from Alan. And these people are moving along the line. And if Alan improves in the poll, it means Bawumia could come down. But
that should be a worry for you. So what that means that...
let me, if I can make a quick comment on that.
Yes, you have a brief.
Okay.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's gain was was as a result of Alan's loss.
Yes, yes.
Not Mahama's...
About 15% of the gain he made came from Mahama. Mahama loss largely went to Nana Kwambediako.
Nana Kwambediako?
Yes.
His gain was Mahama's loss?
Yes, yes.
Interesting. Malik?
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, I've gone through this. I mean, I took my time to go through the terms of references. I mean, the little confusion I had to do with the April basis on which the voters voted and the July basis. I mean, they were same. You had that of competence, man of his own word. Mr. Danko, I remember that part. And then the percentages dropped. From April, it dropped in July. But it did not add on to other reasons why they voted on his terms of references, you understand? Which meant that a lot of people, for example, you had that of competence. It's here. Good. So in April, competence, 67% of people voted based on competence. Better manager of the economy, 66%. But in July, only 63% voted on competence. And then only 63 voted on that, you understand? And so, I mean, it meant that they voted based on other reasons. And so I'm not surprised that he's saying that the voters had to move on to Cheddar and not necessarily Bawumia's competencies. But you see, on this platform, we've all virtually agreed unanimously that Bawumia has found the wrong medicine for his sickness. I had said that, look, if you are sick as a candidate, we all know that Dr. Bawumia has lied in recent past and continuously lie. If you're looking for somebody to come on board, you don't go about taking a liar again. You remember when Matopoko Prempe accused President Mahama of busing people to the Independence Square to collapse? You remember in the school placement issue. Fact check Ghana had to say that he lied, and President Mahama had no business in it. So a liar bringing on board another liar, makes the case disastrous. Again, we all know that Dr. Bawumia has a credibility issue and has been highly incredible so long as his administration is concerned. If you bring another person who also has credibility issues, has incompetencies, is also clueless at what he does. It was under Napo, you remember, that fuel prices skyrocketed till about 100 cedis a gallon. Electricity tariffs skyrocketed and what have you. And so, if you bring on board another incompetent person to peg onto yourself, then you're not solving the matter. One issue, Alfred, and I'll land on this. I'll land on this. One issue, I'll land on this quickly. One issue we haven't really thought of on this platform is who attempted smuggling LGBT into the economy through the comprehensive sexuality education.
I tell you,
you remember that it was. Alfred, can I make my point? Respectfully,
all of this.
Martin, can you plead? Can you plead on him to let me make my point? Please.
The
LGBTQ was almost smuggled into our system by Napo. It was Napo as minister who introduced a curriculum that was sought to teach our wards how a man and a man can marry, how a woman and a woman should marry. And I mean, the opposition stakeholders on this platform had to bastardize it. And we swore on earth that we'll use our last blood to fight him, Napo, in stopping him from introducing this wild and wicked and evil system that sought to lead us into a Sodom and Gomorrah state. So if you have a clueless vice president, you have, a flag bearer who is clueless, who does not understand governance, who is totally a liar, bringing on board another liar, bringing on board an immoral person, bringing on board somebody who lacks integrity, then we will have a crisis in this country. And to quote Dr. Bawumia, Alfred, can I land on this? To quote Dr. Bawumia, I'll just land on this. To quote Dr. Bawumia, the best, even the best. I want to land on this.
You made your point. You made your point. Thank you. Nana,
Dr. Bawumia. One on the polls. I would have wished that we had discussed this earlier. And it's good Musa is here. If the indication is that John Mahama is beating Bawumia in Ashanti, is that what your polls is showing? Yeah. So I wanted to get that clear. And then two, whether how did you get to the conclusion that Bawumia's votes have been affected by Alan, whilst Mahama's votes have been affected by Cheddar? How did you make that differentiation?
Look at the and they are voting for Alan. It went down 5%.
Okay.
And Bawumia's numbers along the same demography went up the same 5%. So it's a position. When it comes to Mahama, those who said they would not disclose their party affiliation, Mahama lost 9% in that category, and 8 of that 9 went to Bediako.
So you conclude?
Yeah, because there's evidence that we are able to run a cross to see where the numbers are going.
Anyway, I have my own doubts about
the full complement of the poll available to you.
Yes.
For further study,
yes.
so that would also help all of us. But Nana Hennington, thank you so much. He's a former journalist. In fact, he's a senior advisor to the leader of the Movement for Change. And Malik Basitale is a deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC. Martin Pebo is private legal practitioner. We had HS Nelson Watson Dafiamapo as well with us. Professor Edwige Mfi, thank you so much for joining us. And then also to you, Musa Dankwa, Executive Director of Global Info Analytics. My name is Alfred Okanse. I was clothed this morning by Willie's Clothing Empire. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram, Willie's Clothing Empire. Have a great weekend.